Oh my gosh, I am so excited. No discussion is needed. We're just gonna get into it. If you don't know anything about me, you better ask somebody. Nah, it's just playing. I'll have like a little introduction video. But anyway, let's just get into it. This is episode 1 of my podcast, Dear Infinite Woman. And Dear Infinite Woman is basically about inspiring, impacting, and influencing young women, middle-aged women, older women to become the best and higher version of themselves. So if you are on the mission to become the best version of yourself, you're in the right place. If you're single, you are definitely in the right place. If you're married, guess what, girl? You're in the right place. If you're divorced, absolutely in the right place. I'm the girl for you. We're going to talk about everything, and it's going to help everybody, every woman in any situation, because honestly, everything starts with love. It starts with love, okay? And love is God. Love is God. So when you truly know God, and you truly trust God and have faith in him, then you can truly get to know and love yourself. All right, because you cannot be who you are meant to be apart from God. You cannot be in a relationship apart from God. You cannot serve and work in your purpose apart from God. You cannot do anything apart from God. So once you trust him enough and have faith in him enough, that's really when everything begins. And I think sometimes we don't understand what that faith and what that trust looks like. And faith in God is basically not worrying about a thing. You're living in the present moment of now because you're not worried about your future. Because you know that anything that you want, anything that you desire, if it's within his will, you can have. And if you don't receive it, that's because he has something better. That's what faith is. So let's jump into that when it comes to a relationship. So for this episode, we're definitely going to be talking about relationships, intimate relationships, and platonic relationships, whether it be with a man or with a woman. If you're single, your thing might be, I'm tired of being single. I'm ready to be with someone. I'm ready to be loved. I'm ready to have a partner. I'm ready to meet my man. I'm ready to meet my girl, whatever it may be. And that's fine. It's fine to have that feeling. And it's fine to want that, to have that want, that need, that desire. But let's take it back to what I just said about having faith in God. To truly love God is to truly have faith in him and believe that he did not put you in this world to be alone if your desire is to be with someone. And if you have faith in that, then you're just not worried. You could live your life day to day focusing on yourself, okay? And that's another thing. A lot of people don't understand what focusing on yourself means. To focus on yourself means to focus on yourself means to live out your purpose, to live out your dreams, to do the things that you want to do, to work on yourself, to read the books, to do the self-care, to do the self-love, to take the trip, to hang out with your friends. That's what working on yourself is basically every day you wake up, you become a better version of yourself. You learn. You read your Bible, and not only do you read your Bible, but you apply the things that you're reading in your Bible to your life. Okay? And I think a lot of people they've moved away from that because they truly don't know what it means to focus on themselves or invest in themselves. When you're truly just focused in on the goal is to become better than you were yesterday, to become better than you were 5 minutes ago. That's what that means. And the more that you do that, the more that you're focused on you. In fact, let me give you something that will calm your mind. It will calm your mind. Boaz found Ruth while she was working. Ruth wasn't studying no man, y'all. Ruth was in the field working. She was living in the purpose that she felt was for her, which was to be with her stepmom. That's what she was doing. And because she was living in her purpose, investing in herself, investing in her life, focusing on herself, guess what? While she was focused on her, he found her. Boaz found her. That's what it is. So if you find yourself in a situation where you're still waiting, and maybe it's been months, maybe it's been years, you're still waiting. You have this love that you desire and you don't have it yet. That's because somewhere you were not truly focusing on yourself. Because I'm telling you, if you were focused on yourself and focused on your relationship with God, focused on your purpose, focused on your friends, focused on your household, focused on anything that has to do with you that's connected to you, you really wouldn't even have time to be worried about the fact, or even thinking about the fact that, oh my gosh, I'm single, I'm alone. I'm lonely. Because that's what it all comes down to. Listen, go work. Go to work. And when I say work, I'm not talking about just your career job. I mean working on yourself. My dog might bark. I mean working on you, working on your self-love, working on your self-confidence, working on your self-discipline, working on your self-esteem. To be selfless. To be selfless, because it's not selfish to focus on yourself. It's actually selfless, because when you become a better version of yourself, then you can be better for other people and you can serve other people. Like for me, I am finally stepping into my calling. The goal for my life, the thing that I want the most is to be a professional mentor for women, to inspire them, impact them, and influence them to live their best life. That's the thing that I want the most. But I would not have been able to do that if I didn't take the time to focus on myself and work on myself, work on my mindset, work on my beliefs, work on all of these things that can elevate me to be in the position to serve you, to do the work that I was called to do. Do you get what I'm saying? Okay, yes, I don't want to get off track. Let me see. Okay, so let's say you're married. I have something for the married people too. Let's say that you're married. Okay, if you are in a happy, thriving marriage, then at this point it should be about taking it to the next level so that you and your husband are in service and you're doing the work that you were called to do together and in partnership. All right, and I hope that you're there. Let me know in the comments if you're there. Now, on the flip side, there are people who are in marriages and the marriage is falling apart. And my heart goes out to you because I know all about that. I am divorced. I've been divorced now for a couple of years, separated for more than a few years, and I know how it feels to truly believe that you found your person and that it's very rare that someone would get married just to get a divorce. You know, like when I chose my husband and when my husband chose me, well, ex-husband, when we chose each other, it was to be together, to do the work, to live forever together. And it did not work out. And you know why it did not work out? Because we did not work on ourselves first, which goes back to the single people. So if you were single, being single is a gift. You still have time to heal your childhood wounds, to heal your inner trauma, to really figure out who you are, what you want, what you desire, to truly walk in your purpose. Because a lot of the people that get married in their 20s and early 30s, it's a great chance that they don't know who they are yet. And it's also a great chance that they've never been to therapy and they've never worked on themselves. They never healed their childhood wounds or their inner wounds or any trauma. They haven't really looked at that trauma head on to really pull it up by the root and fix it. Because I promise you, when you get married, all of those things are going to come to surface. All of those things are going to come to surface. And that's what happened with me and my ex-husband. All the things that we didn't work on, once we got married, those things came. It was my inner child and his inner child, and they was not getting along at all. They needed to be healed. So if you're still single, heal that inner child now. Heal those beliefs that are holding you back now. And when you meet a man, you'll know, because you attract who you are. So if you're unhealed, guess what? You're going to attract an unhealed man. But if you're still single and you still have the time, because it's such a gift, heal yourself now. And healing is a forever thing. It does not end. I cannot stand it when people say, you can stop healing now. No, you always heal. You heal every day. It's a forever thing. But as you heal, you are going to attract the soul of another healed person. And then those guys that are cheaters or narcissists or disrespectful or whatever they are, you won't even be attracted to them. They're not even gonna come your way. It's gonna be a energy blockage because y'all not on the same wavelength. It's just like the radio. Like if I'm trying to listen to 101.4, I got to be in the frequency of 101.4 before it can turn on. It's the same thing with men and women. If you're meeting someone, that's because you're on the same frequency. Okay. And oh my gosh, that's a whole nother podcast episode. Let me write that down, because I want to do an episode on you attract who you are, because I don't think people understand what that means. Okay. So I definitely want to break that down. Let me put that might be next. You attract who you are. Write that down. Okay. So yeah, if you're married and it's not working out, that's because you have these limiting beliefs, these childhood wounds, trauma, whatever it is that's causing it not to work. So let me tell you what someone told me one day, and it changed my life. She told me, focus on yourself. Instead of focusing on what he is doing wrong, take a look within and say, well, what am I doing wrong? And when she told me that, I got offended. I was like, what is she talking about? But the moment I decided to stop looking at what all my ex-husband was doing wrong, or what all, I've had a boyfriend since, what all he was doing wrong, and started looking at myself and said, well, how am I contributing to this? Or what are some things that I can change about me? You know what happened? The man that I was with started working on himself, because now I was becoming a different person. I was changing the way. I wasn't reacting anymore. I was responding. My beliefs were different. The way I showed up was different. What bothered me or triggered me became different, because I just started focusing on myself and working on myself. And I think that's a great topic to this episode, is focus on yourself. And I don't want to make this too long, because I don't want to lose you. I really want to get this done in small steps, because it's not an overnight thing. It really does take work. But it doesn't matter who you are or where you are in life, or how elevated you are, how great you are, how whatever it is. Starting today, starting right now, write down, am I who I desire to be? Write that down and answer that question. Am I doing what the Lord called me to do? Am I serving others in the capacity that I was meant to serve? Write that down, answer those questions. And then write down this question: who am I? Write that down, answer that question. And we're going to talk about, in fact, I'm going to open up my next episode with that. Who am I? Because based off of your answer, that can gauge and let you know where you are in terms of becoming the best version of yourself. All right. And did I forget anything? Because I said something to the single women and something to the married women. So I think we're good here. And honestly, it doesn't even matter what your relationship status. There's something in this for everyone. It doesn't even have to be about a relationship. You can apply it to anything that you desire or want in this life. So let's say that you desire a career. Then go do the work. Go focus on you. Focus on, getting any certifications that you need, or focus on doing volunteer work, or getting on social media and talking about it, or getting on LinkedIn, whatever it is. Go focus on you and work on you. And guess what? That job, that Boaz, let's equate Boaz to the career, Boaz to the job, Boaz to the recruiter, Boaz to whoever, is going to find you while you're doing the work. So dear Infinite Woman, thank you so much for joining me today. Please send me an email at dearinfinitewoman@gmail.com if you have any questions that you want to ask, or topic that you want to talk about. Just send the questions there. I'll be sure to take a look at it and create either a reel or a blog post, or even maybe a podcast episode about it. And thank you so much for tuning in to my first episode. I hope it blessed you just as much as it blessed me, because not only was I speaking to you, I was speaking to myself. And I'm just so excited about this journey. It's a forever journey, and it's a beautiful journey, and I'm honored to be here to serve you. And I just have an amazing day, an amazing week, and I'll see you soon.